how would you respond?
We'll do the reverse there.
Yeah, so I would find common ground, but first I would look at where they are coming from and seeing what perspective they have and what my perspective says, and try to find the best solutions, of course. So that's pretty much like the gist of it.
I think if someone were to give me criticism of any kind, I would consider it constructive, because as a student at UW-Whitewater who absolutely loves it here, I would definitely consider it constructive, to make sure I'm being helpful to every student around me.
I think for me, the best way to handle criticism is to take a step back out of my own shoes and my own lens and put on that person's lens that the criticism is coming from, and see maybe why do they feel the way they do, and then how can I change my actions in order to help them understand what I'm doing better, or maybe flip around and understand what they're doing and help them in the future.
For me, I think communication is key. I think the more that you communicate where that person's coming from and where you're coming from, like my peers said, that you guys can find a common ground and connect in some way, whether it is changing what you do to fit that person or just working together. And I think that's the best thing that you can do is communicate.
Thank you all so much. I do have one last question. If you were a tool in a toolbox, what would you be? And we'll go Gavin, Gabriel, and Trenton.
I think, I was thinking about this earlier because I knew this question would come. I don't know if this answer has been used or not. I assume it has been, but I would say the toolbox. Because if you pick any particular tool, you're missing something. But in order to get there, to get to the project, and to have a chance at fixing whatever it is you're fixing, you need the toolbox. So I'd like to say that I'm the vehicle, as in the toolbox is, for change.
That is a great question. I would pick a screwdriver. It's precise, adaptable, and can handle many different situations with the right adjustments. It's about addressing specific problems and being flexible enough to find solutions. I believe that a good senator needs to listen to other perspectives and make the right adjustments to create positive change for everyone.
I agree with that. I was also going to say the screwdriver. Without a screwdriver and a nail, you can't fit it. Nothing works. Nothing stays together. So I would say at WSG is the screw and I'm the screwdriver, you know? So that's what I would say.
I would also say the screwdriver too, because I would want to be the kind of person who would try my best to fix something, because if I were to hear that something on campus has either been dented or impaired, I would think of myself as the kind of person to try and repair it. And even if I couldn't, at least I'd be there for you.
Well, thank you all so much. Before you go, I want you to stay in this order, if you could, and recite your name as written. We're going to use last names. So, Gabriel, if you'd like to say your name first. Trenton?
Lambert.
Kelleher.
Kyriakopoulos.
Wonderful. So, if you can all go back to your seats. If anyone needs those names again, just ask. Because there are 3 open seats, and there were 4 candidates running, you can say 3 names. So 3 names. You cannot say aye or nay, because you cannot vote for every candidate. So we're going to be doing a roll call vote, and you will be saying 3 of the names.
Point of inquiry, do you have to put all 3 names?
You do not have to put all 3 names. You can say 1 name, you can say no names. If you don't want any of the candidates, you can say nay. You can't say aye. So you can say 1 name, 2 names, 3 names, but not 4. Those are your names. Those are your candidates. Everyone feel ready? Feel free to pass if you need more time. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
It may take me a second.
Senator Bolt,
Pass.
Senator Carter,
Kelleher and Kyrie Kopolas.
Senator Irwin,
Reyes, Lambert, Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Esterholm,
Kelleher and Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Gross,
Reyes, Kelleher, Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Houston,
Lambert and Kelleher.
Senator Kelvin,
Reyes, Kelleher, and Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Keebler,
Reyes, Kelleher, and Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Michael,
Reyes, Lambert, Kelleher.
Senator Patricus,
Kelleher and Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Punzel,
Reyes, Kelleher, Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Purnell,
Lambert, Kelleher, Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Reber,
Kelleher and Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Schmidt,
Kyriakopoulos and Kelleher.
Senator Wheaton,
Reyes, Kelleher, Kyriakopoulos.
Speaker Wilson,
Reyes, Kelleher, and Kyriakopoulos.
Senator Bolt,
Reyes, Kelleher, Kyriakopoulos.
All right, a vote of 3 to 9 to 15 to 14. Congratulations to Reyes, Kelleher, and Kyriakopoulos as our next 3 senators of the Whitewater City Government. Mr. Lambert, if you'd like, please come see me after the meeting. It takes a lot of guts to do what you did tonight, and I'd love to chat with you afterwards about how you can stay involved, all right? With that, we will move on. Oh, and all senators who are appointed, please come see me after the meeting as well for some information about what to do next. With that, we will move on to guest speakers, of which we have none, and then the approval of the agenda and minutes, starting with the minutes from March 17th, 2025, all the way from the floor break. Can I get a motion to approve? Senator Carter?
Motion approved.
Second by Senator Punzel. Can I get a voice vote?
Acclamation.
Any opposed? Going once, going twice? Seeing none, the minutes from March 17th, 2025 are approved. With that, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda for March 31st, 2025. That is today. I do have 2 quick amendments I would like to make. One is adding the academic affairs report to internal committee reports. I'm asking for unanimous consent. Any objection? Going once, going twice, seeing none, the amendment has been made. And the second is to add the Young Auditorium Performance Committee, Performing Arts Committee,
Advisory Board.
Advisory Board, Young Auditorium Advisory Board to external committee reports. Any objections? Once and twice, seeing none. With that, the amendment has been made. Can I get a motion to approve for March 31st, 2025? Senator Cowell.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Seconded by Senator Bolt. Wonderful. Can I get a voice vote?
Acclamation.
Any opposed? Seeing none, with that, the agenda for March 31st, 2025 has been approved unanimously. Without moving to student issues and concerns, are there any student issues and concerns in the gallery tonight? This is 3 minutes for any student to talk about anything not listed on the agenda. You'll get 3 minutes uninterrupted, and then there will be no discussion afterwards. Going once, going twice. Seeing none, with that, we'll move on to reports, starting with external committee reports. Young Auditorium
Student Advisory.
Student Advisory Board. Senator Purnell, you have the floor.
Good evening. So the Young Auditorium Student Advisory Board met for the first time on Friday, March 21st. We discussed the purpose of the board and did a tour of the facility. Not much is able to be shared due to strict confidentiality regarding the performances and upcoming shows and everything like that. We are going to be releasing the 2025-26 season shows, announcements soon. But in the meantime, we are looking for suggestions for any upcoming shows that anyone might have any ideas for. And that idea.
Any questions? Senator Pumpkin?
So, I don't know if this is like the time and place to recommend suggestions for a show, is it?
I mean, you're a senator.
All right. What I recommend is Shrek the Musical, in celebration of the new upcoming movie. I'll do it.
I don't know when your next meeting is, but if you could pass that along. It seems like Trek the Musical was a hit. Deputy Speaker Patrikas?
I just have to concur with that. Love what we did in last school. Great musical.
I will bring that up.
I would say strong support for Trek the Musical. Any other questions? Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we move into interim committee reports, of which, Senator Purnell, you have the floor for academic affairs.
Concerns were raised about SOAR's mandatory $100 fee. Students are concerned about needing to pay for this mandatory process with no alternative. Additionally, students have shared concerns about transcripts being lost during the admissions process, preventing some students from registering for classes. Students are also questioning the ability of the university to maintain and organize other documents. These both will be further investigated by Director Abby Reiser. The committee is also working to determine the top 4 finalists for each of the academic instructor awards. These finalists will be determined by and presented at the next Academic Affairs Committee meeting at 8 a.m. Tuesday, tomorrow. This Tuesday meeting will be extended to allow for further discussion of each candidate. And I'm good.
Wonderful. Any questions? Academic affairs. Once, Senator Bolt.
Sorry, are you guys meeting on WebEx? Or are you meeting in person?
We are meeting in person for sure. I would have to get back to you on the WebEx.
Thank you.
I would recommend emailing Director Reiser.
Any other questions? Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we will move on to officer reports, starting with the report on our president, Douglas Alexander III.
Good evening. Hope everybody had a relaxing spring break. I know that I did. I'm glad to be back though. You can read my report as it relates to what I did before break. But this week, Speaker Wilson and I actually had a pretty busy day. We helped accommodate a family on a tour today. So we were all over the place. It was a great time. So this is a good reminder to do your part in our enrollment and retention. I wouldn't yet call it a battle, but we have some bold goals the chancellor set. So make sure you're doing your part to help us achieve those as institutions. Additionally, later this week, a couple of us are going to meet with some folks on campus regarding Rock SGA and our relationship with Rock. Cabinet will meet, USC will be meeting again, Senator Bowl will be our representative. Dining Advisory Committee, Elections Engagement, Internal Student Affairs Committee will all meet. And please, if you're on the Academic Affairs Committee, please note there is a meeting tomorrow. It's not a joke. It's not to fool you. 8 a.m. in person. If you have any questions, please email Director Reiser. We're a little low on the ranks on the executive side tonight. and whatnot. So any questions, reach out to that director or myself, but otherwise, we're just gonna use the reports tonight. Please read those reports thoroughly. I yield.
Wonderful. Any questions for President Bradley? Senator Puzzle?
So this kind of ties into what you and Speaker Wilson were doing earlier with the tours. Are any of us allowed to do that, and can it count as an outreach event?
As it relates to outreach events, as Tucker Senate leadership, anybody can, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, there's no special wall to go to the tour. The folks today were a family friend that needed some accommodations, so I'd say that I helped them out, right? So if anybody you know, friends from high school, families you know, if they want to come view campus, maybe do your best to clear some time to help show them around and make them feel more welcome.
Any other questions? President Bradley? One once?
I got one more thing. Frank Bartlett was awesome today. He stopped by, he said hello.
Thank you very much.
I feel like preaching, my
Any other questions? Going once, going twice, seeing none. Like that, we'll move to the report of our Vice President, Parker Bain.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna need everybody to buckle up for this because I got a few updates. First one, does anybody know what tomorrow is?
Tuesday.
April Fool's Day, and also
Aside from that,
the governmental election.
correct. So what I have here is a lovely hot card and a lovely voter enrollment verification form. These are the two aspects that you need to vote. Voting is at the Armory and in the UC ballroom downstairs.
Ballroom across the hall.
Ballroom across the hallway. Do not mistake that. Second order of business, we have a UHCS survey that we're looking to get some more feedback on. So I'm going to be passing this around. I would like every senator to fill this out. We can pass it around the gallery if you folks would like to fill one out as well. After that, we have a clothing drive. We are collaborating with Alpha Gamma on. So we have some time slots right here. I'm going to pass this to first. We got a couple of the Alpha Gamma sisters already signed up. We'd love each and every one of you to sign up for a slot. They're 30-minute slots, and these are for tabling to help collect business professional clothes for those who need it for the Success Closet. Excuse me. Then we have this beautiful sign right here, which I believe there's going to be a brief recess after reports. We're going to hold this, and this is for the IVP month, and we are going to say, "We believe you," and that is going to be for UHCS. So be prepared for that. Then on to my report. I got a couple of one-on-ones that I'll be facilitating this week. Obviously collaborating with Teresa, Director Smith, and Val Strary with IVP events. I will be starting to plan the end of the year gala, which is very exciting. And then I had a meeting with Chief Keto today, and I will be meeting with Advisor Logan, and then I got cabinet as well this week. And with that, I'll yield to my report.
Director Schmidt?
Someone wanted to find that voter enrollment verification form. Where would they go?
Yes, very simple. Log into your Wins account, and then go in the search bar right up top, and then type in votes, and this will come up. You can print it off as a PDF.
Wonderful. With that, we will move on to WSG Advisor. Jim Billiger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Been hanging out with the Elections Committee, appreciate their work and patience, so thank you to all of you who are doing that. If anyone in the Senate is interested in examining Section 11, which is the section that does with election rules, let me know and I will add you to a shared document that I've put on the Google Drive that you can make comments on so we can talk through them. So then you'll have a place to start once the election is over, because then you can make changes hopefully before the end of the school year by writing legislation. Just email me at BillGinJ if you'd like to be included in that. Please go and vote tomorrow. There are so many things both locally and statewide that you need to do that. You should have all gotten an email from Warhawks that outline a lot of that. Please take friends with you when you go. Also, I would just share that, I can't talk, starting tomorrow, the University Center is launching a campus-wide survey about the University Center or a union, which is what a lot of other schools call the University Center. It's really imperative that the UC gets a good data set. It also helps us compare ourselves to 6 other schools. It's a collaboration that's happening across student affairs. University Housing uses the same company to do that, so we're really grateful for them to extend our ability to use that. Our goal is 1,000 students, right? So please vote. You'll get an email direct to you. By participating, you'll be able to enter into a dining voucher, a $15 dining voucher giveaway. We're giving away 30. So do that right away starting tomorrow. Check your email. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I will yield to questions.
Wonderful. Any questions for our advisor? Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we will move into the e-board reports, starting with the report of academic affairs, to which we'll go to President Bradley.
Meeting tomorrow, email questions to Director Reiser.
Wonderful. With that, we will move, any questions for President Bradley on academic affairs?
Oh, dear God.
Parliamentarian Irwin? What time is the meeting?
The meeting's at 8 a.m.
Thank you.
It's not not safe for you.
On to the Director of Student Affairs, of which we'll go to President Bradley.
Please read the report thoroughly. Just because we're not here doesn't mean you shouldn't read it. Read it. It's good stuff. It's important.
Any questions from President Bradley, I guess, on those? Okay, wonderful. With that, we will move on to,
Ditto. Yield.
Okay, with that, we will move on to Director of Government Affairs, Norm Smith.
I've got a little bit more than was in the written report. My bad. First of all, don't know if you heard, there happens to be an election tomorrow. But that means that I need volunteers. If you want a swaggy t-shirt, for free, you volunteer for a minimum of an hour, and I'll get you a t-shirt. I'm gonna pass this around. It's got highlights on the lines that need people. So if you wanna hang out with me at any point tomorrow, please fill this out. I'll start over here. While that's passing, you all received an email from me the Wednesday before spring break. And I don't know if you all know, but if I send an email through Connect, I can see who has opened my email.
What's that percentage?
About 50% of this room has not opened my email. And it's about the Out of the Darkness walk. The student government is trying to fundraise $100 for it and walk together. We're currently at $35 and like 5 people on our team. So the 50% of you who have not opened my email, please know that I can find you and ask you to open my email. Thank you. The other thing, if you're interested in volunteering for Sexual Assault Awareness Month at any point throughout the month of April, please see me. There are countless opportunities to volunteer, and I've got a lot of open spots. With that, I yield.
Vice Doing?
Is it true that people could sponsor me with a walker on our team for $5 and it would matter?
It is true.
Thank you.
Leave the ball. Senator Hughes?
What time do the polls open and close in Whitewater tomorrow?
Ooh.
The polls.
He has direction.
I'm excited.
The polls open at 7 a.m. and will close at 8 p.m.
Parliamentarian Irwin?
Could you tell us a bit more about the Out of Darkness walk so people know why it's so important to open your email?
Sure. So the Out of the Darkness walk is a walk that supports the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We do this on campus every year. It's definitely not the first year we've done it. Student government hasn't been involved in the walk in a couple of years, so we're bringing that back. When you sign up, you get to choose beads, like you think of Mardi Gras beads, that kind of necklace, that represent different relations to the topic of suicide. You can also pick none of them. No one will judge you. And it's a mile walk. You just walk and chat. But the money goes towards that foundation, and your presence just matters generally.
Any other questions? Senator Wheaton?
Can you walk if you're not eligible to donate? Can you still walk and drink too?
Yes. Senator Hughes?
Okay, one last question about the polls. So you said it closed at 8 p.m. tomorrow?
Yes.
Is that like, so like if you're already in line, like just like the last election, you'll still be able to vote?
Yes, exactly. If you're online, in line before 8 p.m., you'll be able to vote. If you voted on campus in November and haven't voted, you're already registered, which hopefully means you will not have to wait in a 4-hour line. So please vote, please. Thank you.
Wonderful. Any other questions? Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we will move into the Corner Director of Communications. Hey, go ahead.
Good evening, all. I hope everyone had an amazing spring break and will find some time to relax and take some time for themselves. But last week over spring break, I was able to touch up on our outreach slide presentation. Created a WSG TikTok account. So I put the username, I guess like in my speech. So just follow that. I started to do a collab with Alpha Gam regarding the clothing drive, and I started to brainstorm post ideas for the upcoming election. This week, I will be meeting with Clerk West to brainstorm TikTok ideas for the election, which I'm so excited for. Also, just working on posting flyers for the election, collabing once again with Alpha Gam for Instagram posts, and PR committee. Please check your emails as well.
Any questions?
Go
ahead.
And also, if anyone wants to be in a TikTok after the meeting, please stay after. I'm really excited. It's gonna be something. So.
What an offer. What an offer. Any questions? Director Lynn. Senator Houston.
Just to sort of, tail off the whole TikTok thing, is there anything that we can do as senators to help support the TikTok and raise awareness?
Look, Blake's getting choked up.
What could we do as senators to help you out?
Say something I want to yield. Well, I guess I am meeting with my PR committee this week, so we could sit down and talk about, because I'd like to hear their ideas as well on how you guys will be able to collaborate and help out with the TikTok platform. So that's all I have right now. Thank you.
Vice President.
Ideas and participation. Everybody wants to see each and every one of your lovely faces. So you can start by doing that tonight after the meeting.
Karen?
Is it true that the username is in your report, and we can follow by typing that username into the browser, and we could be one of the first, possibly 15, maybe followers of the page, and you could brag about that for the rest of your time here in our organization.
I don't know if that's true.
And after, is that true?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Any other questions? So once, Vice President Bradley.
In the meantime, or if you're not comfortable being on film or on footage, you could follow or share, you can like the stuff, comment. I think that's what you do with those things. But it's all good options for you to help boost the page. I yield.
Wonderful. Any other questions? Going once, going twice? Seeing none. With that, we move on to the court of deputy clerk. Sadie J. West.
Hey y'all, so before break and different meetings, and this week, the elections committee met tonight, and we just referred to section 11.1.I of the standing rules, and just emphasized that anytime a slate starts collecting signatures and kind of posting online declaring themselves a slate, that counts as campaigning. I will be meeting with Kim Clarkson to work on creating the ballot on Thursday. The debate is Wednesday at 5 p.m. in Down Under. I will see all of you there if you can make it, please. If not, we will be live streaming it on Facebook, I believe. We have the professional business casual clothing dress up for Beyond Delta Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 to 2. And I know that sign up sheet's somewhere passed around here. But if it's I wrote on there, if it says we need one person, it means one of the Alpha Gam girls signed up. So don't be scared, please still put your name down. And the closer we get, we'll go to the Warhawk Success Concert. So with that will be all meetings again. I yield.
Any questions for the clerk? I do have one. When you say debate, what do you mean? Who's debating? What's debate? What's the debate?
the WSG presidential debate. So for the student body president, as well as whoever will be sitting there next to you.
Wonderful. Parliamentarian?
Is it true that anyone can submit questions for the debate?
Yes, that is very true. It has been sent out to everyone's email from the General Warhawks email with a link for you to submit questions. And also our Director of Communications has posted on Instagram, and it will also be at the debate via QR code and link, so you can actively submit questions during it.
There have been submissions from both campuses.
Any other questions? Going once, going twice, seeing none, with that, we'll move to the report of our Senate parliamentarian, Lego.
Hello everyone. Last week I worked on different committee assignments, particularly an academic affairs committee assignment, which is due tomorrow. A little reminder for anyone else on the committee. It's also in the director's report. This week, going to more committees, working with the academic affairs director to create a WSG module for new student seminar, and a reminder that outreach events are due this coming Sunday, next Sunday, week 2. It's due the 13th at midnight. All the days get jumbled up. I'm still on vacation. I have extra QR codes with me in case anyone needs more of them. So yeah, and I yield.
Senator Purnell.
Oh. Sorry.
By midnight, do you mean the midnight, like the night of the 13th, or the night before the 13th?
Yes, at the point when I'm terribly sorry. At the end of Sunday, it's due. So yes, at midnight on Sunday the 13th.
So for clarification, I believe he means when Sunday becomes Monday, that minute, it's due.
That is correct.
So, Deputy Speaker, Patrick, you have a question?
Yes. Are the newly elected senators or newly appointed senators required to do that?
I will say 3 things. No, I'll say 2 things. The senators are exempt from this outreach event because of how close they join to the due date. I will add that you can complete your outreach events at any time, and there is a 3rd one due, so anyone can get started on that additional 3rd outreach event.
I have a question. Where did you go on vacation?
Cabo.
Any other questions? Going once, going twice? Seeing none, with that, we'll move on to the report of our Deputy Speaker, Mr. Nick Patrick.
Happy Monday, everyone. I have to the hour form slightly just to ask what you did. Not that there's any requirement to do a specific thing or do specific work. I'm just curious. If you're going to miss something WC related for any reason, just send me an email to the Deputy Speaker email. It is right under my name right there. Send me an email there. More likely than not, you'll be excused if I hear about it beforehand. Just talk to me. And then I threw a quote at the bottom of mine that was given to me by a good friend of mine a couple years ago. Just read that. With that, I yield.
Any questions for the Deputy Speaker? Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we'll move into my report. So I had cabinet and stuff before spring break. But happy spring break, everybody. We're doing some Rock County stuff right now. For the new senators, I'd like to have a touch base meeting with all of you. So come on over. But to everyone else, my Outlook calendar is updated. So if y'all need to meet with me, my Outlook calendar is completely updated. Also, there's an election tomorrow. I know you've heard a lot about it. Our parliamentarian happens to know a lot about statewide elections, and he gave me the most wonderful source, wisci.org. They do a week in review podcast. It's like 15 minutes long. It gives you everything you need to know. If you have friends who are like, I don't want to vote in a statewide election, I want to know a little bit more about the candidates, I think it would be a great resource. I just plug your email in and you get to watch all these great videos. They have a ton of other stuff there too, but it's a resource that I've found recently and I'm trying to recommend it to lots of folks. So thank you, Mr. Parliamentarian. With that, I will yield. Any questions for me? Going once, going twice. Seeing none. With that, we're on to unfinished business. Actually, before I go on, I have my favorite Thomas Jefferson quote. It was relevant in my federalism class today. We get the government we deserve. That's what an election is. There's a busy federalism class. With that, we're on to unfinished business. Item A, constitutional amendment referendum questions.
I think there may be questions about the speaker's, or point of order, I think there are questions for the speaker's report.
Senator Bolt.
Were you also friends with Thomas Jefferson?
I was not friends with Thomas.
Oh, okay. Just Nick?
Senator Carter.
Are we doing that thing that Vice President Bing referred to that we're doing after reports, or are we just going?
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick 5-minute recess and come back at exactly 8 o'clock. Okay, before we go to the recess, do you see that start by the leading sign? If I could have as many of you who would like to join us come to the front. Up here. Everybody up here. We are not on the meeting.
Okay. Motion.
Oh, I'm gonna
Have a picture.
No, it's.
Okay, very quickly, I'll ask for unanimous consent to move into a recess. Any objections? Going once, going twice, seeing none, no recess. 8 o'clock.
I better do this.
Anyone in the gallery that would like to join in, you would be welcome.
Anyone in the gallery, please also join us if you'd like. Join us up front.
Blake's like, this is not part of the job.
Orange.
I don't know how to do it. Freaking. It's, we have to, we have to show our support.
Like to go right up here.
I'm just saying we support. No, we're gonna like hold the poster and be like, we support you, but we're not. Someone's holding it, we're smiling, and it's gonna go on compilation for real.
Anybody who would like to go? This way, this direction.
Just give me 8 people in a row. Yep, 8 people in a row, 8 people in a row. 8 people in a row.
886. 886.
There you go, try it.
What?
886.
Oh, well, that's actually.
So if you can't see Parker, Parker can't see your face. Make sure you see Parker. This is not. Anyone else want to be in it? No.
Can you stand by here?
Hey, should I use this here?
Like, you want to be in it?
I'm not going to. Calvin, you have to go back.
So squish
I
a little
have to
bit.
go back.
Do you feel weird about it if you're right? There you go.
I'm sorry.
So make sure you can see Parker.
Carter, you gotta go back.
Okay, everybody in the front row, take a left here. Take a step to your left.
Sadie, can you come up the row and switch with Logan?
There you go.
Yeah, so Logan.
Get in a window.
I don't think
I don't know, but
Parker, who you giving over?
there were 3 lines, but now.
Like the retreat. Can I take a photo? It's going right in the middle. Whoever wants to, you can join me. Okay.
Yeah, Parker, how do you take a photo?
They're gonna give a countdown.
We're doing a photo first. No, do
Okay, we'll do a photo, so everybody give your best cheese. And then Douglas is gonna give everybody a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Everybody's gonna say, "We believe you." Okay? Good? Cool beans?
Say we believe you.
3, 2,
We
1.
believe you.
Not in you?
Not in you. We believe you.
Can I maybe explain why we're doing
Yes.
this?
Yes, Director Smith.
So this is part of a campaign called Start By Believing, where if someone tells you about a sexual assault or sexual violence or personal violence, first response should be, "I believe you," or "We believe you." So they're putting together a montage of individuals in student orgs saying that.
Showing words of affirmation to the individuals. So, everybody got it? Cool beans? Good. I'm gonna jump over here. Picture first, picture first. Everybody smile.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
All right, so I'll say 3, 2, 1, I'll point, and that's what you say, all right?
We ready?
We should
Photographers.
Yeah, get a practice run. Get a practice run.
Practice run. Ready?
No film
3, 2, 1.
We believe you. Wow.
Woo! Oh my. All right, everybody. We're gonna do one more. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
We believe you. Wow.
Alright, we got 15 seconds.
Works. Good job, folks. 60 seconds. See, place.
Your bare knees.
Another 5 minutes left, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, wait, no, that's yes, someone said that. Because mom.
Alrighty, we are back in session. Welcome back, folks. We're back to conducting a little bit of business as we move on to unfinished business, starting with constitutional amendment referenda questions. If you turn into your packet materials, you'll see that we have the constitutional referendum questions. This is the one, as you may recognize, that we amended. So highlighted there is the question in the exact word. But what has changed in slightly darker highlighting is Universities of Wisconsin policy has replaced local ordinance. Are we moving into a discussion? I forgot what we decided to do.
I believe we move into discussion and then vote on it.
Wonderful. With that, we will move into a discussion. Is there any discussion? Senator Kelly.
Point of information, is there any way we can make a clerical edit, or?
There is not.
There's not? Because is state supposed to be capitalized? I know this doesn't really it's a really minor thing, but I just noticed that.
If I may.
Yeah.
Strictly speaking, going through the established process that we established basically last week, if we make an amendment, any sort of edit to this now, then we have to vote on it a week from now. So it'll be delayed another week. And I do believe that last week is the final week that we could consider this before it gets, can't be put on the ballot, yes?
Indeed.
Sure, Steve? Yeah. So we can make a clerical edit, but we could not then vote on whether to add this to the ballot.
Any other discussion? Royce?
I think anything that is a spelling or a grammatical error that would reflect.
That's not really content, right?
Yeah, it's not content, it would reflect poorly on the organization. I can't imagine we would want people to vote on something that's spelled incorrectly or grammatically incorrect like so I would encourage, as we always do with legislation, to make those changes even if we find them after they're voted on.
I have a source here that says it shouldn't be capitalized in the first place. Quick look up.
What about federal?
What, federal?
Parliamentary error.
What's the source?
We'll have to ask. Ask the question. We'll AP style and Chicago manual AP style.
Most pretty good sources.
Most academic and legal writing standards.
Well, we can't trust that because it's AI.
Is it really germane at this point?
Is there any discussion?
No.
Deputy Speaker Patrice.
Yeah, I brought this to CRC a month ago at this point, something like that, I don't know, it's been a couple weeks. And I think this is a much better layout than the current Article 6. I think the change made is very rational, it's a good idea, glad we made it. Today, I believe you're voting on the exact question wording, so if that question wording should appear on the ballot in a couple weeks here, it does need to pass by a 2/3 majority of the Senate, I believe, and then it goes to a no, 4/5 majority of the Senate, and then a 2/3 majority of the student body. Congress.
Wonderful. Any other discussion? We're moving to a vote. Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we will move into a vote. A vote of aye will be a vote in favor of placing this exact question wording on our ballot. A vote of nay will be a vote against. When you are ready, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Senator Bull.
Aye.
Senator Carter.
Aye.
Senator Irwin.
Aye.
Senator Esterl. Aye. Senator Rose.
Aye.
Senator Houston.
Aye.
Senator Calvin.
Aye.
Senator Keebler.
Aye.
Senator Michael.
Aye.
Senator Patrica.
Aye.
Senator Punzel.
Aye.
Senator Purnell.
Aye.
Senator Reber.
Aye.
Senator Schmidt.
Aye.
Senator Wheaton.
Aye.
Speaker Wilson.
Aye. Whoa. Aye. And with that, constitutional amendment referendum question has been placed on the ballot. Wonderful. With that, we're on to new business, so if we have none, and on to announcements. Are there any announcements for tonight? Senator Bull.
I'm gonna start us off by saying that we have a drag show coming up this Thursday at 7 p.m. in the Hamilton Room, I believe. There are posters around campus. I know there are posters around the UC, and there are QR codes where you can get your tickets.
Senator Cowan.
The Political Science Student Association will be having an internship night where we will be just talking about internships in the political, in the PGL department. That will be in Highland 1300 at 4 p.m. on Wednesday.
President
There's an election tomorrow.
Bradley.
Ditto what Senator Bull said. I'll be there, so if you want to go but want to go with somebody, you can join me. WSG is sponsoring this year, so keep an eye out for that.
Good.
Two quick things. I believe Denim Day is April 3rd, so that's what Patrice says. That would be, is it not true?
Patrice, probably right.
I will pull it, sorry, but never mind, I'll send out an email.
The Denim Day event is much later in the month.
I know, that's why I didn't, okay.
Yes.
Out of the Darkness.
I got that
is
one.
Earlier in April.
Yeah. All right, I'll figure it out. I don't want to waste people's, I got you. I will find out. The other thing is I want to remind you, how many of you serve on external committees? Raise your hand. Thank you. Right. And how many of you serve on internal committees? Raise your hand. You need to let the speaker know by noon on Friday if you have a report. It's unacceptable and against the law for you to do what you did tonight for all intents and purposes, because there's a law in Wisconsin called the open meeting law. It's designed, you've heard about this before, but very quickly, because there's some new folks in the room, it's designed to make sure of anyone who has an interest in your business will know what you're talking about. So that's why you have to post it a full day before. So sometimes we revise the agenda because there's a special speaker who shows up, right? Or sometimes we do some of those adjustments. But if I was someone who wanted to know about the Student Affairs Committee, right, I would be more likely to come and listen. So please just make sure that you send an email to WSG Speaker on Friday. Oftentimes the agenda doesn't go out until later in the weekend, so you have some wiggle room, but please help us stay where we need to be, which is on point with the Wisconsin State Open Meeting Law. Thank you so much.
Outreach events for everyone who wasn't just appointed are due this Sunday, the 13th at midnight on that Sunday when Sunday ends. I have extra QR codes with me if you need them. Next Sunday.
Next Sunday the 13th. Senator Reed.
I'm currently fundraising cookie dough with Pi Sigma Epsilon. If anyone would like to support or just love cookie dough, come reach out to me after the meeting. I'd love to, yeah.
Any other announcements? Coming around?
Oh, so sorry, my
Senator Wall.
I'm going to piggyback actually off of what Advisor Logan said. We should also be telling the clerk about if we're having external meetings, because then it's still documented. I don't know, and I'll leave this in Advisor Logan's area if she wants to say if that's also a legal thing, but I just know that at least for us, we need to make sure that we are getting those times and places to the clerk as well.
They were excellent.
Anything else? Going once, going twice, seeing none. With that, we are on to the second page of the agenda. That's adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Senator Hunt.
I move to adjourn.
Can I get a second? Senator Key. Can I get a voice vote? Aye. Any opposed? When once or twice, seeing none, out of here. 8:09.
Read your email.
What happened at 7:30?
Yeah,
I'd say.
Nice, let me a short one. Give me a short one tonight.
Hey, Tyrion, you want to get
If you just got appointed to a Senate seat, please come join me up front. Join me up front.
You'll get it for Easter.
You'll be kneeling from the speaker also.
You know that you make.
Oh.
Thank you.
Leave the speakers looking for you.
Would you be interested in buying a discount card? $10. Talk out 10 different Whitewater businesses, and after 2 visits, the card's paid off. There's a variety. Do you want to see what? Card. It's like a. I want to buy $10 card. No. They're actually really cool. Look at this. So it's valid for a whole year.